What goes up must come down. This is the opening line in the main theme for the 2004 3D platforming game Sonic Heroes. But what you might not know is that these lyrics accurately describe the Sonic Heroes gaming experience. Because while Sonic Heroes starts off strong, it all comes crashing down, baby. This is due to three things. Okay, it's really like a whole fucking list, but let's stick to three for now. 1. The control is sensitive. B. There are so many bottomless pits that instantly kill you. And triangle, the levels are long. These three things make up the recipe for a fucking disaster. Because if the controls are sensitive, then you fall in the pits that instantly kill you. And if the levels are too long, then when you die, you get sent back and you start losing your patience, causing you to die even more. It's a vicious cycle. But let's start from the beginning. In Sonic Heroes, there are 4 stories. Actually, there's a 5th, last story like always.
Yeah, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
But we'll get there later. In each story, you play the same 10 levels in the same order with a cast of characters that aren't that different from one another. So in other words, to complete Sonic Heroes, you need to beat the same game not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. Yeah, you gotta beat it 4 times. Yeah. Now, the stories aren't exactly the same. I gotta give some credit. Like, in this story, you gotta pull to open the door. But in this one, you hit switches.
Yeah, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
But really, the main differences come from difficulty. Difficulty in Sonic Heroes translates to level length. Because I guess even the developers knew that the longer the level is, the more likely you'll want to kill yourself. The longer the level is, the more likely you'll die. In the game, of course. So Team Rose is the easy mode, where the levels are the shortest. Team Dark is the hard mode, where the levels are the longest. Team Sonic is the normal mode, where the levels are like in between. But I still think they're too long. Don't tell Sonic Team I said that. Team Chaotix is like the mission mode, where it's not about getting to the end of the level, but collecting or destroying a number of certain things within it. So the level length is all over the place for them. But hey, Team Chaotix being here in the first place is pretty neat. They're probably my favorite team in the game.
Who's this broad?
So that's the setup. Now let's talk gameplay. When I said before that I think Sonic Heroes starts off strong, I meant it. That's because most of the issues don't show themselves until later. The first couple of levels aren't that long, so that's always a plus. And obviously the control is noticeable right away, but the early levels don't have a lot of bottomless pits, so you can forgive the controls for now. It's not like they're getting you killed. And then it starts getting you killed. If you play this game, it'll give you a new anxiety that comes from edges without walls. Look at this part where the enemy is standing right at the edge of the platform. I'm just being gentle, taking my time. Fuck! That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. Now I have to do it all over again. Or what about this part with the cannon? In this level, there's a scripted event where you get shot out of a cannon and your only control is left or right, so you can collect the items. The thing goes on for like 30 seconds and then this happens.
Yes! That's what I call a flight!
I think my heart stopped.
Okay, what the fuck was that? How is anybody who's never played this game before supposed to know what to do there? Even when you're prepared, it's tricky because it all happens so fast. And right after that long scripted event, it just adds salt to the wound. On the topic of rail grinding, there is a serious issue with landing on rails backwards in this game. It's a testament to how sensitive the controls are if within the micro movement of switching from one rail to the next, your character is able to make a complete 180. I end up just being too scared to fuck with it because I don't want to fall, so I just accept my fate. Also, look at Big the Cat grinding with his butt flaps. The nerve of this guy! Anyway, if you're unfamiliar, the gimmick behind Sonic Heroes is that you play 3 characters at once, and you can switch between them. There's the speed character that goes speed. There's the strength character that goes strength. And the flying character that goes flying. It's honestly a pretty cool concept, and I haven't seen many games like it. It doesn't come without its issues though. For some reason, you can't change your character in midair. You have to touch the ground for the switch to take place. This is most apparent when you're hovering on the fans. Come on. Switch. Fuck. Plus, along with this, the game opted for something like a beat-em-up style, so in a lot of cases you have to beat all the enemies in order to progress. It kinda slows things down, especially since the enemies have health bars. This is a first for a Sonic game, and it goes against my brain's programming. I want the dopamine rush of just being an enemy, not this! As far as stories go, it's essentially the exact opposite of Sonic Adventure 2, and I typically like my Sonic stories lighthearted and not overly serious like Sonic Adventure 2, but this goes way in the other direction. There's hardly a story at all. Every team's story basically boils down to, we need to do the thing, and then they do the thing. Sonic Team wants to stop Eggman, Dark Team wants to find Eggman so they can kick the shit out of him. Team Rose wants to find Cream's Chow and Froggy, again, I'm not making that up, and Chaotix wants money. That's the whole setup. And throughout the game, teams will come across each other and fight for like the stupidest reasons, if there is one at all.
Amy, what are you doing here?
Sonic, this time there's no way out of marrying me. Sonic, give up. This time you're mine. I'll do my best.
Amy, I don't think beating up Sonic and his friends is going to convince him to marry you. And your friends are just going along with this? Sonic, I wouldn't want to mess with them. They got Cream the Bunny, and if there's one thing I learned from this game, it's that Cream is one of the strongest characters in the Sonic universe due to her ability to effortlessly carry and kick around Big the Cat. All at the age of 6? What the fuck? The story does have one extra detail lingering in the shadows. It's that the Eggman we fight in this game isn't actually Eggman. It's Metal Sonic pretending to be Eggman, because Metal Sonic went rogue and rebelled against Eggman so he can collect data from all the Sonic teams to get even stronger and take over the world. So in the last story, you fight, you guessed it, Metal Sonic, which is great because Metal Sonic is awesome. Awesome. Holy shit, they kind of went overboard with his design here. I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. Is it a dragon, a demon, some kind of fucked up angel, dinosaur? And how come he sounds like just some guy? Okay, I'm gonna, take over the world now. Like I said before, you need to beat all the stories to unlock this last story. But what I didn't mention is that you need to collect all the emeralds too. You do this by completing the special stages, and holy shit! Fuck these special stages. If there's any moment where the poor controls shine, it's here. You'll be running like a madman trying to get the emerald, and then somehow end up upside down, where the controls go back asswards. Thank God I found a Reddit comment that told me if I just stay upside down and not even boost, I'll keep up with the emerald. Thanks, random Redditor. Lastly, I'll say that I know I'm being pretty hard on this game. It's a nostalgic game for many, so it sucks to see someone criticize it. But there are parts of the game I do enjoy. Like I said before, the first couple levels are good. And honestly, the entire Team Rose story is pretty good because the levels barely hit 5 minutes in length. Plus, the visuals are great, and that music. And is the game better if you're better at it? Absolutely. So sure, chalk everything up to skill issues. But I just ain't that kind of gamer. I'm here to play some games and have fun. Or maybe not. I just gotta move on to the next one. I have a lot of games to play. But yeah, skill issue.